All right. Ready to do it again. Gonna be having just a little bit. Not gonna be one of them long, 3, 4, 5, 6 hour long streams today. It's probably just gonna be like maybe at the most a couple hours, probably just an hour. I got other stuff I want to do today, so we're just gonna see how far we can get and in an hour or so, and end it there. Also monitoring my GPU and CPU temperatures. I'm at 42, 41, 43 on my 44, 51 on my CPU. And my GPU is staying pretty steady at 30. And let's see what it does. So, without further ado, let's go to the game screen and start up the game. And there was nothing in those emission rates that really indicated that an eruption was just around the corner. Yeah, I guess it's chapter 18, huh? Been kind of consistent with the chapters. Alright, I think here, what was I getting ready to do here? Oh yeah, I remember this. This I gotta watch out how I get around. Because I got 12, 16. Oh, almost out of gas grenades. Yeah, I need this and this for the final boss fight, which is not a boss really, it's a machine I gotta fight, if I remember right. Let me see. I don't think I'm gonna be getting too many more practice. I'll probably get 5. I'll probably get 5 more practices. That'll be a lot. Oh, they're all over there, huh? A bunch of them too. There's a bunch of them.
Get up! Get up! Die! Die, you stinky! Who are you? Get away! Get away! Ah! Stop! Not here!
Stand still.
Get away! Come closer! Don't be different! Get away! Get away! Don't!
Gotta go down. Stop! No. It's running. I'm not killing. I'm not. No. No one.
Access granted.
me. Stop running! How do you expect me to catch you? Just get away from me! Hell. There's nowhere you can go. Don't. You should have stayed away. Don't. Ow! Ow! Don't. Don't! I'll do it quick. I promise.
One more.
Hiding when I need to see them. Just get away from me.
Is that a robot? Security bug.
Is anybody there? Can you hear me? I've got survivors here. We've locked ourselves in the machine room. Please! Help us!
So Sarah didn't get the chip? Ah, that's interesting. Never really thought about that. But Sarah didn't get the chip. way down there, huh? I never jumped down one of those tubes before. I guess that's just a shortcut to get to Seraph. A shortcut to Seraph, huh? Elevator down. Right, it gets me to the same place. This is the way I always go. I never took down those shortcuts. Because I would bypass a lot of stuff. Like the stuff that's coming up right now. Okay. Got all kind of stuff down here.
Let me go! Get away! No, Real! No, you get away. Go! No, you won't get me! You won't get me! I can't control
They ruined me!
Run!
The bastards ruined me!
Get away!
Stand still. Just...
Yeah, so you missed all that stuff.
Here's what we call the Star Wars bridge, because it's kind of like reminiscing of these huge environments that you see in Star Wars, especially in the
Death Star.
in the early ones. Yeah, the Death Star, and probably also the Cloud City and stuff like that. There's like huge cylinders with like a little bridge and stuff like that. The idea here, I think, could have been implemented a bit better, but the idea is that we're actually between like the walls of Panchea, the actual rim of the cylinders. We are inside this rim. It's almost as if the early parts of the level were on the exterior part of the walls, and then we need to take a bridge that crosses that wall that brings us into the hollow part of the cylinder to take the big elevator that's going to bring us down. So the idea was to understand that every like gigantic engineering feat, like such as Panchea, or like a big dam or something like that, you can actually go inside the structure. Like literally, it's hollow inside. It's not just pure concrete. And there's major installations, bridges, stairs, pipes, like for maintenance, and that's kind of where you're at in that section. So it's pretty cool. If you look left, if you look right, you see that it just keeps on going really far, and it starts curving because it follows obviously the curve of the circle. So yeah, it's a pretty neat place.
And that bridge also, a lot of players went into like, oh, I cannot continue to play stealth, but actually you can continue to play stealth. Like even though there's a throng of crazies, sorry Mary, that are out there, if you're really patient and you really think it through and use all the tools you have, you can really go past them without being noticed.
You can go under the bridge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can go down and there's like, on the side or something like that. Yeah.
Access granted.
Enough EMPs. Running out of ammo here.
Just leave me alone! Alone! Don't be difficult! This is best!
Star Wars, huh? There's a boss fight here. I don't remember a boss fight here.
So that's the big elevator scene where we actually go technically at the bottom of the ocean, and
That was something quite important to us.
And what we wanted to do at first, it was to put the flags of the countries today fighting for the Arctic Pole and everything.
Oh, at the bottom.
At the bottom, which we didn't do
because
but,
that's the idea that the cylinder literally goes to the bottom of the Arctic Ocean, and there is a real thing where Canada and Russia are actually in the real world fighting to know that place belongs to who, and actually put their flags there.
And we wanted to put that there.
to be like, that's exactly where the thing is where the flags are at.
But if we come back to the elevator itself, like what we wanted to do is, it was this massive thing where you just absorb this whole infrastructure as you go down. It was tough to
Yeah, we had some trouble with this elevator. In fact, because we have to be sure the timing during the descent is not too long, and during this descent, the visibility of the round itself,
the structure.
The structure must be artistically. Correct. In fact. And finally, we did more. We did some tests for this. We had very quickly a solution for the.
So that's the big elevator scene where we actually go technically at the bottom of the ocean, and
that was something quite important to us.
And what we wanted to do at first, it was to put the flags of the countries today fighting for the Arctic Pole and everything.
Oh, at the bottom.
At the bottom, which we didn't do
because that's the idea that the cylinder literally goes to the bottom of the Arctic Ocean, and there is a real thing where Canada and Russia are actually in the real world fighting to know that place belongs to who, and actually put their flags there.
And we wanted to put that there.
to be like, that's exactly where the thing is where the flags are at.
But if we come back to the elevator itself, like what we wanted to do is, it was this massive thing where you just absorb this whole infrastructure as you go down. It was tough to
Yeah, we had some trouble with this elevator. In fact, because we have to be sure the timing during the descent is not too long, and during this descent, the visibility of the round itself,
the structure.
The structure must be artistically. Correct. In fact. And finally, we did more. We did some tests for this. we had very quickly a solution for the rendering part, but we encountered some trouble with the physics system itself, because when we found the speed of the elevator, we have trouble, for example, with the jump. When you jump during the descent of the elevator, when you touch down after that, the elevator itself, you were killed. So,
because it had to move quite fast, actually.
Yeah, it was going down so fast that basically, if you jumped, it ended up like being a huge drop back to the thing. Yeah.
So it was after that a discussion with game director, etc., to be sure. Can we just lock the character during the descent? The answer was yes. So
we can move around.
We move around.
We can move.
We killed the jump feature for
exactly.
that
yes,
elevator.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I remember one of our big challenge was making sure that it feels big, that it goes down for quite a long time, but at the same time not too long, you know. But because if it went down too fast, it would feel like the tube was really short. And
the second issue with that, finally, it was the bonding areas, because the elevator was opened.
Yeah.
So if you jump, you can jump over the well. So you can be killed again.
Yeah.
So, and because there's no gameplay really in this, it's just a big showcase.
It's a big feeling.
Yes.
It was just to absorb something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this was a good decision for this. So we can focus only on the art part finally.
Yeah, and I remember we wanted to have a lot more like things exploding and like because of all the stuff that happened in Pencha and smoke. There's a bit. But I remember we had things we wanted to have those big pipes.
Exactly.
And, like,
and finally, all the stuff was at the original scale. For this part was the original
1:1.
scale. It's not really
We had
really
few compromises to do, but we managed to pull off for the feeling we wanted for that scene. Yeah.
Some part was matte painting directly on the structure to manage correctly the feeling of the structure, and sometimes some closer part were directly classic model and texture.
Modeled and stuff.
5. Got some grenades though.
That's not mine. It's not mine. Get away. Get away. Get away. You're the monster! It's your fault! Whose hand? Whose hand is that? That's not mine. It's not mine. Get away. Get away. Get away. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. No. You won't get me. You won't get me. Get away from me. Get away. Get away. Whose hand? Whose hand is that? That's not mine. It's not mine. Get away. Get away. Get away. You're the monster. It's your fault. Don't. Don't! You're gonna pay! You know what?
Access granted.
Stop! Stop!
Don't run. It'll be much easier this way.
You're not even there. Stay dead. They ruined me. The bastards ruined me.
I have to do this. I have no choice. There is a bug.
It's happening again.
You're gonna pay.
The one who did this.
Yeah, I don't know where I landed at. Yeah, I'm running low on everything, dude. 11, 2, 10. Oh, that's where Sheriff is at. I don't have that quest yet. But mission or whatever. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, they're all together now.
So here we are with some of the final dialogues in the game, and I think I mentioned earlier that when we first started the project, the approach that we were coming from was to make the story mostly told through cutscenes and through these dialogues that reacted and didn't give you much opportunity to actually interact with them. And we had made the decision much later into production that, oh my goodness, we're missing an opportunity. So I really, really wanted to make these conversations with Seraph and with Taggart more interactive and give the player more choices. But we unfortunately just ran out of time as we're rewriting the whole script. And so at the end here, I did what I could to kind of
at least
make
we had
it.
You had the philosophy in place, but it was not as involving the player as much.
Yeah. So that was kind of one of my disappointments.
And also another thing that with the Seraph room, and as we'll talk about the Taggart's room too, if you don't visit them, they don't appear in the final choices. And we debated it for a while within the team, whether if we should go in that direction or not, if it was too punitive or not. And me, I was really going for the fact that, no, you need to go talk to them. And if you don't, then those opportunities are just not there. And
you mean at the end of the game when you have to make your choices?
When you have to make your choice at the end. So instead of having 4 options available, you would end up having just 2 with the player choice and the Darrow's choice. So, but yeah, we had a lot of long discussions about that.
Why? Why would Hugh Darrow do such a thing? There's nothing to be gained by causing so much pain and terror. All those poor people, they must be so frightened. All those poor people, they must be so frightened.
How could Darrow turn his back on us? This technology was his baby. It was his passion that made me believe in its possibilities. He's ruined it all. The world will turn its back on us. The industry will collapse and the world will be poorer for it. He's ruined it all. The world will turn its back on us.
I was
the industry
so scared.
will collapse and the world will be poorer for it.
I had 2 of them coming around the corner, tearing at each other. I just dropped to the floor and played dead. One of them ripped the other one's arm off and beat him to death with it. I thought for sure I was going to be next, but he never noticed me. One of them ripped the other one's arm off and beat him to death with it.
Do I know you?
I thought for sure I was going to be next.
You're Cyrus boy, aren't you? Jensen. Are you here to stop the carnage? Someone needs to take charge here. I can only imagine what's going on around the globe. This is going to be a death blow to the biotech industry. I can only imagine what's going on around the globe. This is going to be a death blow.
Tell me you're here to rescue us? My God, I had to crawl through the ventilation to avoid the carnage. It was the scariest thing I've ever seen. They were completely out of control, like wild animals. It was the scariest thing I've ever seen. They were completely out of control, like wild animals.
Adam! Oh, thank God you came. I've got wounded here. We'll have to move them first.
We can't move anyone yet. Not until I get to the base of the station and shut down Darrow's broadcast.
What? Why?
The chaos you experienced here, it's everywhere. The Illuminati created a biochip that stops people from using enhanced abilities, and Darrow turned it into a kill switch.
Oh my God, you... We gotta fix this, Adam. If people realize what's happened, if they believe augmentation technology created this chaos, they'll ban human enhancement research forever.
And that would be a bad thing.
Yes, it would! Don't you see what's at stake here? Ever since man first crawled out of that ocean, we've been striving to be more than we are. Augmentation technology is just the latest, greatest step on a very long road. But we've barely scratched the surface of its potential. We can't let fear stop us from continuing.
That's your belief, Seraph. Not everyone shares it.
But you do, Adam. I know it. And if we work together, we can really make a difference. We can improve the lives of everyone, but only if we fix this.
Go on.
We'd have to get a message out after you shut down Hugh's signal. Tell the world, tell them the Humanity Front did this. That their doctors created a virus that only affects augmented people.
You mean lie?
It'll give us time, son. Time to figure out how to destroy the Illuminati's biochips and move on.
And what about the people who've been hurt by this? Don't they deserve the truth?
I had them. If we want the freedom to become more than we are, we can't be blinded by a misguided morality. Some people will be left behind. It's reality. It's evolution, son.
Right. Evolution based on my DNA.
Please, son, you have to stay with me on this.
I'll think about it. You've got no remorse about using me at all, do you?
I never used you, son.
You experimented with my DNA without telling me.
Adam, this is difficult. Listen. Megan came to me with the sample. When she showed me her finding, when we saw the incredible potential of super compatibility.
You just had to share it with the world.
Adam, think about it. would you have been able to do any of the things you've done without enhancements? Huh? Most people's bodies aren't as accepting of this technology as yours is. Sharing your DNA makes it possible for us to be like you. How can you deny us that chance?
Who said I would deny it? You stole my DNA and lied to me. You didn't give me the choice.
I'm giving it to you now, Adam. Look, I admit it, I haven't done things the best way. But don't punish the world to spite me. Darrow wants us to live in the Dark Ages. The Illuminati wants to limit evolution to those they control. You and me, we...
Don't group me with you, Seraph. I'll make my own choices from here.
I believe that, son. And I believe you'll make the right ones.
I know blaming Humanity Front leaves a sour taste in your mouth, but it's the only way out of this. So go. The longer that signal broadcasts, the harder it'll be to convince people. Think of it, son. A world where we determine our own path, where there's no limits to human achievement? How can you not want that? Think of it, son. A world where we determine our own path, where there's no limits to human achievement? How can you not want that?
After there? Yeah, I gotta find Darrow now, right? No, not Darrow, Taggart. Server room. the server room.
Who's there? Okay, get away! What's there? This can't go on. I can't take much more of this.
Kill you all! What's over there? Stay away!
Please come out! I have to do what they tell me!
Access granted.
There he is. Come on.
Access denied.
Get away! Just get away! I saw what you people did. You killed
Hugh
them all!
Darrow was a monster.
You even killed each other!
Such a tragedy. In the right hands
You
of
seem to
technology
be
could have helped so many
unaffected by
people.
the signal that Darrow... How did you manage to avoid being affected by the signal?
One of the other things that we wanted to do with the endings, as JF mentions in another one of our discussions here, is that by not going to see Seraph or not seeing Taggart, you wouldn't actually get their end choices. But we also intended that the endings would play out a lot differently. We didn't want it to be that you just go to the room and they give you a dialogue and then you get the ending. We actually wanted them at one point to give you actions you had to do. The end, they're asking you to change the message, and we had all these ideas. If I can remember it correctly, we had ideas that in order to actually change the message, you had to compile evidence and that you could actually insert into it. And so we were going to send you all over the place. And I remember Taggart, the only thing I vaguely remember with Taggart is that he wanted you to go get his briefcase somewhere because there would be some tapes and evidence in there that you could do. Yeah. So it was supposed to be a lot more involved than just getting to talk to them and then getting to push a button at the end. But
the schedule was tight when we were at that point where we could figure this out, and we had to take some shortcuts and get to the essential.
Yes.
Now the governments of the world will finally realize.
It was a massacre!
If I hadn't made up my mind long ago, this
You seem to
the
be
augmentation
unaffected by
technology.
the signal that Darrow is broadcasting.
Mr. Jensen, how ironic that you should be the one to save us from the monsters out there.
Monsters, Taggart? You mean people. Augmented people who've lost all control, lost their reason.
Isn't that supposed to be my line? Unfortunately, it seems your esteemed Mr. Darrow decided to appropriate my point and turn it back on me. In madness and in blood. He has betrayed us all.
So you finally admit it. You are part of this after all. You have been all along.
It would be pointless to deny anything now, but despite what you think of us, we never wanted augmentations outlawed. All we've ever sought is regulation, rules governing how the technology is developed, and laws that ensure it's used for the good of society.
You've raised society above humanity. So who gets to make those rules?
Men with wisdom, strength, and tenacity to know what's right. Proven leaders who distinguish themselves like you, Mr. Jensen. You've certainly earned the right to be one of us. All you have to do is take it.
I'm not looking for glory, Taggart.
Just remember that without control, there's no room for freedom, only anarchy. You were a policeman once. You know the importance of order.
I know there's a difference between order and slavery.
The biochip wasn't supposed to force people to do anything. It merely limited power so that people couldn't go on killing sprees like the ones taking place right now.
Amazing how well that worked out.
Say what you will, but I know that some part of you agrees with me. Absolute freedom is no different than absolute chaos. Society needs boundaries if it has any hope of surviving. And you, Mr. Jensen, can be the one to give us that hope. Shut down Darrow's signal. Then help me get a message out saying that an accident at VersaLife contaminated the world's neuropozyne supply.
VersaLife? And what if I decided to blame the Illuminati?
The Illuminati is just a name to get rich financiers to invest more money. Besides, do you really think the world will believe in some 18th century conspiracy theory? Do this for us, and you'll ensure a future for mankind, all of mankind, augmented or otherwise. The future Hugh Darrow offers doesn't allow for both.
Let me think about it. All of this is as much your fault as it is Darrow's. You and your cabal.
Perhaps. But all we sought was a safety valve, Mr. Jensen, a means of making sure the world would never spin out of control. The potential of this technology is great, but as we've seen, its potential for destruction is even greater.
Your doomsday scenario doesn't impress me. You'd say anything to stay in power.
Do you think humanity will simply police itself? We do not live in some Eden, Mr. Jensen. Or are you that much like your boss, David Seraph, who envisions a world where everyone is enhanced and suddenly they all love each other?
there will always be a need for methods of control.
And conveniently, in your future, the Illuminati will hold the reins.
Not directly. There are organizations already in place that are better equipped to handle certain things. The UN, for instance.
Reimagined, no doubt.
At least somewhat. And this technology will be a great part of it. Imagine, Mr. Jensen, a world governed by common principles. The end to international power struggles, to terrorism. These things can be accomplished if you join us. Stop the signal broadcast and get the word out, Mr. Jensen.
That's not an elevator? Alright, so how I get out of here? I gotta go all the way back down. Oh yeah, I gotta go up to the... And how the hell did I get there? How the hell did I get there? Alright, shit. Alright. Did all that. So I think that's the only thing left to do. Just get down there. So we'll set it here and end it here. And we shall return at a later date to finish it off. Deus Ex Human Revolution. Alright. And with the 53 on the CPU and 33 on my GPU. Yeah. That's pretty good on the temperatures. That's pretty good on the temperatures. All right, folks. see you again some other day. I'm gonna call it a day. So, bye-bye.